Hello, welcome to Studio Nicole. I am Nicole, and I'm so glad that you're here. I am sorting all of my paints and inks and sprays and pads, ink pads and things into to try and decide what I want to bring to this retreat. This one's almost empty. I'm gonna bring this one. And let me tell you, this is a little bit challenging because I just want to bring everything, and I obviously cannot do that. So it's hard to nail down like what colors I'm gonna want. Obviously, it's funny because I'm like going for the same colors in different media, and I really should be more intentional than that. Um, like I don't know. It's very hard to do this. I I guess I don't need the black paint. And I put it back already. I guess I put that one already. So much for that. I don't need the white or the black paint because I am bringing white and black ink, and I have white gesso. So hopefully that will cover black. Um, I have, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 golden colors and 7 inks, a couple of sprays, 4 sprays. So I guess that's not a couple. And yeah, gosh, you guys, this is the hard part. Trying not to knock things on the floor. And I also have my watercolor palettes, which I want to sort. Um, I probably am just going to bring this one and this. Those are easy and small and don't take up a lot of room. And they're my favorite colors. This one is a Jane Davenport with just some really pretty colors in it. And then I love this Lumi um, kit. You can tell I've used it a lot. So I'm going to bring these and these and these and these. And I think this is going to be most of the, yeah, like color, like paints or things. I'm not going to do a ton of like painting, but I want to have a few color options. Is this too many for a few? I don't know. I'm debating. So I've got this tin that I just ordered online. Here, let me take this out so you can kind of see what it really looks like. So it looks like this. It's kind of like it's got handles so I can carry it. I don't love that these interior spaces are just these giant like caves with no organization. So I did put this is glue. I've got gesso, matte medium, 2 glue sticks, a little fine liner bottle of clear glue, and then a couple of my fine liner ink bottles that also kind of fit in here. So I have this. So I'm gonna put that in there. And then I'm debating on whether to just put these. Oh my gosh. See, this is what I'm worried about. I'm worried that they won't be closed all the way and they'll tip over and I'll end up with ink like everywhere. So I'm debating whether I should put stuff into these zip pouches, which are like waterproof. They're like a heavy plastic. Um, but there's something about the organizer in me that doesn't love the idea of these all just being like thrown in here. Let me see how bad this is. I'm making sure everything's closed up really good when I put it in here. Here's my colors. Most got greens, 2 different greens. I've got fluorescent pink. I have like a rust color, and I've got permanent violet dark and alizarin crimson hue and quinacridone magenta. All these same colors that I like. When I like what I like. I've got phthalo blue, teal, and turquoise. So I have some blues, some greens, and some reds and pinks and purples. Um, do I need like a yellow? Should I bring something that's kind of yellow? I guess I'll bring this. So that way at least I've got some kind of a yellow color happening. See, I don't like that these won't like stay up. And then when I put them in there, when I have to tip them on their side, I don't like it. I do not like it, folks. This makes me unhappy in lots of ways. Um, I mean, I guess I do like the idea that they won't spill. So I need to just focus on that. Should I put the inks in here with this? That really makes me unhappy. Gosh, I'm not liking any of this. I do not like this, Sam. I am. Um, what other? Okay, so I've got this little bin, which at least would stand upright. I'm not sure if it would be waterproof. It might, it actually does feel like it might be waterproof. I think this is a makeup kit. Originally like a 31 probably. So obviously, I will need to organize these a little bit better. Not standing up because my, let's get that out of the way. See what we can do here. So there's just something about having all of the colors just upright and standing here that makes me happy. Um, how's this? Is this better? I like that better. Is it weird that I like it better? Is it weird that I care at all? It was really bothering me though. I really don't like. Now see, this is not going to fit, which is now going to stress me out. Because now I have all these other inks. I don't know if I can fit them in here. All right, there's the inks and the paint. They're not going anywhere. Can I fit these in here too? Maybe I put these in the little pockets on the sides. Liquid metal. Slide it down in there. Okay, look. All right. I like this better. I'm going to clip it. And I've got some zip pockets on the sides, which I don't have anything in right now, but I might put more stuff in there in a minute. But for now, this is where, that's it. This is the perfect size. It's going to hold all of my like wet media. I can put these right in here, right on top. Or I could put these in the sides if I wanted to, maybe. I don't know. That works. Will I remember that they're in there? Maybe. Okay. This is what I've got. Now, is this going to fit in here? It does. It fits right in there. And I can pull it right out and put it on my desk. And I can put stuff on top of it. Okay, look, that was a win. All right. So I've got my glues. I've got my like colors. What else do I want to bring? All the things, you guys, all the things. And this is where I don't like that it's so deep. I wish, I don't know, maybe I just need like little zip bags of things. I have all the little plastic zip bags. So for things that don't need to stand up, like these bottles of paint, I have some stamps here. Maybe I want to take a few stamps with me. So I'm gonna grab just a handful. I'm trying to think of the projects that I'm working on and what I might want to use. I'm not going to bring them all. These are all hand carved stamps that I've done. Some of them are stamped out of foam. Some of them are stamped out of lino. If you can like buy lino to stamp to cut stamps, obviously. And some of them are just erasers. Like I did purchase a whole big pack of erasers and cut them into stamps. The eye. Trying to pick kind of smaller ones and ones that I think I will actually use. I thought I had one in particular I'm looking for. Oh, there it is. I have a little N stamp. That's my initial that I like to stamp on stuff. So, okay, bring in these. That's it. There's a few of those done. This is, I still don't even need this big of an envelope. I need a smaller one. I can't find any of my smaller ones, so it's gonna live in this one for now, but it's gonna drive me crazy and I'm not gonna like it. So that's fine, I guess. So I've got some stamps. I do need to go through my stencils. They are mostly packed away right now. Because I just did a workshop with jelly printing and I used a bunch of stencils for that. So none of these things really need maybe the business cards. I could use some stencils. That's probably a good way to use like ink pads and stencils so that the information, my gosh, I'm trying to read and talk at the same time and it doesn't work. So that like if I'm using wet paint, then it's more likely to get everywhere. But if I'm using like a stencil and ink pad, then it's not going to be as like smeary. Yeah, I think that's really the only thing on this particular list that is going to use stencils. So I'm going to just pick a couple of small ones. Um, I may go through. These are just ones that happen to be on my desk from another project. So I'm just going to grab these. And I may go through the whole bin later and add a few into this. But for now, I'm just going to tuck these in. So I got some stencils. I have just a handful of stamps. Trying to think if I want other stamps or not. And I can't quite decide. But for now, I'm going to tuck these stamps in one of these outside pockets because they won't take up a lot of room here. And I can add to this later if I want to. No, I don't like it there. Why is this so complicated? It shouldn't be hard. I think the problem is I have all this extra like space and stuff that is stressing me out. I'm gonna put it forward like this. All right, that's better. Um, not only do I have to pack everything, but I have to pack it neatly because that's just the way my brain works. Oh gosh, let's talk about tools. I definitely am going to need to bring some tools. So these are the Pilot G2 pens that I use for all of my journaling, and I do have a couple of different journaling projects. So I'm going to bring a couple of pens. I'm also going to go rescue my cat who has managed to get herself tangled up in the blinds trying to look out the window. So I'll be right back. So I've got a couple of pencil or pens. I'm going to grab a pencil or two. Probably just one is all I need. These are all the pens that I reach for typically. So I'm just trying to grab like a mix. I've got a brush pen and kind of a heavier calligraphy pen. I don't know that I'll need those, for anything. I'll grab a couple different colors. There's like a kind of a pinky one. All right. That's that. I do want a whiteout pen. I do want my Stabilo, of course, mustn't forget that. I also have this. This is like a little makeup thing. I think it's for like brushes and whatnot. I'm going to bring one of these for those stamps. I mean, the stencils we were just talking about. I'm definitely going to bring my hole punch because I will probably use that. We always need an X-Acto knife for who knows what might happen. I like to use this little stabby thing. There's a word for it. I can't think of what it is. And let's see. I might bring this little cutter instead of this one because I like it a little better. I don't know. I think that might be it. That's probably all I need from this bin. There's like a glue pen. Yeah, that should cover it. That should get me through. That's the big stuff. All right. So my tool pouch is growing. I definitely need scissors. I actually want a different pair of scissors. Hold on. Here they are. I'm gonna bring my big, these scissors are like spring activated, spring loaded scissors, and they're easier on my hands. So I'm gonna bring the big scissors and the little scissors, and that will cover probably whatever I need, right? Big scissors and little scissors. And over here, should I bring a ruler? Maybe. Maybe I bring a ruler. I've got to figure out what. Oh, these are wet. Got to figure out what paintbrushes I need. Depending on what I need, I'm just going to do kind of like a basic mix. This one will work for gesso. I don't know. These are a mess. Maybe I'll switch that one out. I'll bring a fan brush. These need to dry. They've been in my water since like yesterday. And scooting off to the side to make myself some more room here. Here are my watercolor brushes. Maybe I'll just bring the set. This one can go in with that. This one can go here. Okay, so I'm bringing my watercolor brushes. I'm just bringing this whole set. It's a couple of extra sizes. And all right, and then a couple of random ones. This one's for gesso. This is a fan brush. This is just a pretty standard like acrylic. And then I really like this wide brush for maybe I'll bring the smaller one just in the interest of space. I really like to have a nice wide brush to spread ink across the page. So I've got these 4 acrylic brushes, and then I've got a handful of watercolor brushes, handful of pens, a couple of other tools. What am I missing? Help me. Is there anything else that I need to be thinking about? What's over here? Let's see. I need a stapler. Throwing stuff, guys. Oh, they both have the same color staple. I have 2 little tiny staplers, and they both have the same pink staples. So I guess it doesn't matter which one I bring. All right, I'm gonna bring that one. I need a pencil sharpener, but that's a big pencil sharpener. I'm only bringing 1 pencil, 2 pencils. So maybe I can find my smaller one. Do I want to bring a couple of pencils? How do I have 2? Yeah, let's bring one. Let's bring some plain tape. I use this for this will probably go in my kit for the weekly memory keeping. I use a lot of tape so I can do tip-ins. I usually use a thicker tape, but this one is almost empty. Maybe there should be enough there. It's not like I'm going to do 70,000 pages in that journal, so a little bit of tape should be enough. Hold on. Stuff everywhere. This is always the problem. My studio space is so cramped. Um, I always feel like I do have a little. Okay, so all right, I'm gonna just put all of these in here. I'm not sure that this is where they'll stay. I kind of would rather have them available in a different way, kind of. But for now, maybe I put them in one of the bigger ones, and then I can put all of the tools in with it. That makes more sense. All right. I just okay. This is what happens when we plan stuff in real time, folks. It's a mess. I'm very chaotic, and my brain is all over the place. And I hope you're not stressed out. Um. All right. Okay. Da-da-da-da. And one punch. I don't know if the punch is enough in here because I might actually a couple of different punches. So, all right. So those are the tools that I have for now so far. I do want this little squirt bottle. I use it all the time. So I want to make sure that I get that in there. Um, I'm kind of looking around on my desk to see what else I might want or need. I do think I want to bring this up. This is what I get for zipping things up when I'm clearly not done packing them. Drawing gum pen. We'll do some foam tape for the Epic journal. There was a couple of things that I think I might want to do in there. I use this foam tape. I've got a stamp block in case I need that. I don't know what else. What else am I seeing over here? That's probably it for this. Oh gosh. You definitely want to bring some metallic pens. I love metallics. So I'm going to bring some different golds. Do a couple of different gold markers. And then we'll do a couple of different colored metallics. Do I want a silver? I don't use silver hardly ever, so I probably won't bring a silver. Okay. So I have um three different. This is like a chroming marker. This one is really a fine tip, and then this one is more like a pen. Um, and then I've got just a couple of colors as well. I was gonna say maybe I will put these in with the colors and the paints because I have some. I have some little pen pockets on the inside of this tote. So you can see what I'm doing. I'm just tucking these in here. So those are in there. Here's all my tools. I will bring a couple of clips because clips are always useful. I'm just going to clip them on the. I think I'm forgetting something. What am I forgetting? I do, let's see, want to bring some stamps. All right, so this right in measure. I don't like that, but it'll work for now. So, stamps. What stamps do I want to bring? I'm going to take this out because maybe that's where I'll put the stamps. Actually. So I'll pack that separately. I want to bring all my stamps. The problem is that I don't like being without something. If I am in the middle of a project and I go, oh, I want to put XYZ right here. And then if I don't have that thing, then I'm annoyed. Um, so I am trying to think through which stamps I might be actually likely to use. depending on which projects I work on. And also, there is a sense at a retreat of like sharing. So I'm thinking, like, what other stamps might people be interested in borrowing if they don't have, and they want to make some stamp, some stamped images and then kind of sharing those out. I'm trying to think of what people might like. Okay, so out of all of mine, these are not all of them, but I feel like that is a reasonable little pile of stamps to bring. And now the question becomes, which of these stamp pads do I bring with it? So I obviously would want black, gold. This one makes sense, but maybe I'll bring this one, which I have not tried out. Um, but it's got like a lot of lovely colors on it. So maybe this is one of the ones that I bought at that crafter's yard sale not too long ago. I don't know how to open this. I feel like it doesn't want to come loose. What is it with packaging? Why does packaging have to be so complicated all the time? I don't want to tear this, but gosh, I guess I'm going to have to. Like 8,000 steps to get into this thing. Okay. And it's sticking. Why is it sticking? Oh my gosh. It was like stuck in the box with like glue dots. Now it's sticking to my table. Oh, that seemed like an ordeal just getting that out of the package. All right. Let me use one of these stamps. I just want to test this out and try out these colors. I mean, they look nice and juicy to me. All right, I would try all of them, but they all look like they're probably okay. And it's obviously going to take me a year to stamp all the color off of that. And I don't want to smear the colors. So I'm just going to trust that these colors are fine. And I'm going to bring this gold, black, these colors. And then I do need maybe like a blue. I'm going to switch out my black from that one to this one. This one I think is starting to like run out of ink. All right, it's fine. Do I want white? Of course I do. Okay, so stamps. Now, maybe these can go in one of these. Or maybe not. Maybe they will not fit into one of these. Womp womp. It was a good try, but it's a no. Do I really need all of these? Actually, I don't think I do. Gold, black. I think I can leave those alone. And I probably can leave this one too, because really, I'm not going to be stamping with that. Maybe I'll try bringing this one because it has all the colors on it. Some of them were kind of dried out, but at least I would have some options if I wanted to stamp in different colors. All right, I'm going to bring this one and these two. I've narrowed it down a little bit more. I feel like this is just going to go. Oh, this worked perfectly in these little outside bits. Fantastic. Maybe. This outside pocket? Great. Perfect. And then the stamps might fit on the other side because it's kind of a wide pocket. Oh, beautiful. Love that. All right. So we got stamps on one side, ink pads on the other. That's what I've got in the middle. I probably will bring some dies. I am not going to bring my die cutter because I know that there is one there. Um, but I might bring this Ziploc bag full of dies. I thought they were all collected together in here, but apparently they're not. Um, I thought I had them all in one little Ziploc bag. That does not appear to be the case. The good thing about the dies is that they don't take up a lot of room, so it is easy to bring several of them and not take up a ton of space. All right, so let me put these back in the bin, and then let's see. These bigger ones, these are like embossing folders, which I don't use as much, but I did have, I do remember somebody in the retreat group asking if anybody has embossing folders to bring. So maybe I'll bring the folders, probably not those alphabets, maybe these dies. Slide all the dies into this little packet. All right. Are you tired of watching me do this yet? Probably ages ago. So, I don't know what all else. I probably will continue to like notice things and go, "Ooh, I want to bring that." And, "Ooh, I want to bring that too." And I would imagine that that's how it's going to go. Oh, these aren't going to fit. I'm going to have to take them out of the package, and I don't want to do that on camera. So, fine. Fine. Universe, you win. I will not do this thing. All right. That's probably enough of you watching me do this. It's been a half an hour. If you've had this on in the background while you were doing something productive, then I congratulate you on getting more done than I have in the last half an hour. I appreciate you being here. I hope that you're interested in watching random videos of me packing stuff for a retreat. In addition to all the other crazy art stuff that I do on here. Thank you for being here. Thanks for sticking around. I hope you have a great day. I will see you in the next video.